He is also accompanied by leaders, the Honorable Prince Emeka Osamota. Can we put our hands together for him? Honorable Engineer Sir Emmanuel Sunday, also of the Delta State House of Assembly. The Honorable Commissioner Bureau for Special Duties, my brother Chief Edekaru, Tom, I greet you personally. The Chairman of Shinanos, the Honorable Innocent Sewete, has sent you a representative who will acknowledge you for one. I will not get there. Christopher Ogaga, family, who welcome you especially. And Ebo, Commander Anne Cuervo, can we put our hands together for her? She is Commander of Narcotics in charge of the Delta Force. Well, it will interest you to know that the majority leader is presenting Mr. Speaker, the Speaker of the most vibrant House of Assembly in Nigeria, the Right Honorable Momotini Guo. I think we can clap for him. He's saying two capacities. Please, you're welcome. So can we put our hands together? Welcome, sir. Is Professor Council from an environment which you know, representing the chairman, Chief Innocent Sewete. Can we put our hands together for Abubakar Wada? Please put your hands together for Abubakar Wada. He's the Commander APL in the Delta State Command. Abubakar Wada, you're welcome. Is the Assembly Secretary, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. This was done. NUG Council, Mr. John Connery, touch you. You're welcome. For everybody's sake, let me also acknowledge once again the majority leader of the Delta State House of Assembly, who is based here in one capacity, representing Mr. Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, the Honorable Engineer Dr. Emeka Oborevwori. civil engineer, current certified, and he holds a PhD. Is earnestly desiring to be a ballast chief. Although at this end we can call him chief, but when we get to his kingdom we call him minister. So like there's not only no problem with the traditional ruler. The Honorable Prince Emeka Osamoja is a prince from the kingdom and is also representing good people. For the records, Honorable Emeka Oborevwori represents Anyocha North. When he celebrated his 50th birthday recently, what he did, I'm sure anybody who wants to contest against him will be having a rethink. We'll have a rethink. The kind of empowerment he did. You know what I'm telling you? I can see that we have more students in this hall. So that you too can aspire to lead your people. Why are we doing this? We want you to stay very far from anything called drugs. You can live your life. In fact, if anyone gets involved in anything drugs, that life will be ruined. So don't even think about it. And so this is the only time we can catch you to tell you the dangers in drugs. Now, Honorable Osamoja represents the good people of Udoka East. They will have been part of Anambra State. Manega put them on this side. And Honorable Sir Engineer Emmanuel Sebe represents the good people of Patani. And we are also pleased to inform you that the Manega has helped us to have been in my answer. Honorable Chief, does not represent anybody, he represents the state. He's the Commissioner Bureau of Special Duties. In case you want to go to Mecca or you want to go to Israel, a pilgrimage is responsible for such things. And in case there is fire disaster anywhere around you, he's also interested in that matter because his office is in charge. The emergency relief, greeting, you will relieve. What do you do for that office? I don't forget. I was there before as the commissioner, but I forgot to thank you. I forgot to work. Emergency, yes. For instance, if you need an emergency package, please don't go home without seeing him. Ensure that you see him will give you something. He's in charge of the orientation of Nigeria. The National Orientation Agency. Please put your hands together. Behind him is the chairman energy. I know a lot of people who want to study journalism or practice journalism as a way of vocation. You need to see him touching will be very useful to you. Now, at the other end, that very tall, handsome man is a lawyer like me. I'm a lawyer, legal practitioner. Oborevwori is the commandant NDLA Delta State Command. You know why we stop? They can see very far. In case you want to do anything, they will see you. Those glasses is wearing, they are microscopic. Now, Deputy Commissioner of Police, DK, is a no-nonsense man. If you do anyhow, say anyhow. That is why he's here. You can see arrest you right now. Let's welcome him again. Now, one of the very first to arrive will tell you how serious this business is. He is the commander of narcotics Delta State Force, Commander Anne Oborevwori. You know how you see a woman there? You are confusing yourself. You are seeing that voice. You can tell that the voice is very high. Collins, representing the Honorable Commissioner, Secretary of Education. Thank you.
Already when he told me, I said, "Don't let him." But that is that's
Let me welcome specially pharmacist Mrs. Helen Oborevwori. She is the chairman of the Delta State Drug Control Committee, Director of Pharmaceuticals and Pharmaceutical Services, the Ministry of Health. The husband is a medical doctor, she's a pharmacist. Let's put sickness in their home. When prescribed, she will dispense. This is the for that side. As you see, what I got is this length for here. You don't know what to do. He says, no. What did you carry there for? He said, I don't know how much it is to water. This is the on that. You get here. You can carry there. More flat. But you must stay well. Oh, there's a little that take tramadol. We will make you high. Okay? When you don't high finish, you'll come down. With highness, that they do bad things when your eye clear. So when you see all these men, NDLA, police, all agencies, they say, not take the thing. No argue. And so with this school, they can cook beans. They can use vegetable cook the beans. This boy not ask the kind of vegetable where they take the beans. Now he want to chop beans. Instead of to chop beans, he got to chop the vegetable more. After 10 minutes, vegetable gonna walk. He can start to run for hostel. From this side, run to that side. Run, come back. Why did they pursue you? They're not going to the pursue, just exercise. For hustle. Olympics never here. Just run anyhow. So they will not stay away from this thing. That's the power of vegetable. Two men, apparently they're not doing normal. Small case, they do two of them. Now one got the advice the other one. He said, oh boy, the way you decrease, so you go quick die. He said, make him look at. So when you waka small, you go rest, look for food, eat. This one you go waka from morning, from this side, go that side, come back. Don't waka too much, you go so die. See where Chris, the advice Chris, on drugs. So, Rambo, thank this our people that we put this program together for now. Particularly for you students. This thing is good for you so that you don't get involved. They will talk to you, the commander seaports will give a lecture. Yes, I can see she's always going to give a lecture. I mean, okay, who will give lecture? Now what I will give lecture? I know what now. In the whole kingdom. Gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Joseph Oborevwori, the Honorable Minister of Health, Delta State, who is sitting for His Excellency the Governor. Shall we all rise? This man is the de facto governor of the state. Dr. Oborevwori. You are the police warrior. You shake the drunk people, you don't shake police out of time. Your Excellency, sir, you didn't shake the police. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Shall we rise for the national anthem? Let me invite Father Okaka, please proceed for the prayer.
Lord, we thank you for that state. We thank you for His Excellency, Governor Oborevwori. We thank you for members of the legislative arm and the judiciary. We thank you for the different agencies gathered here today. We thank you for our students also. Thank you for everyone who was present here to come to discuss the way forward on how to prevent substance and drug abuse in Delta State and protect and enhance the future of our students and our citizens. We ask you that your grace will fill us, your wisdom which money cannot buy will fill us, so that this experience will make Delta State drug free. And may you bless every person and every agency who has made this possible. May they go from strength to strength. We make this prayer through Christ our Lord. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Vice Honorable Elder Dr. Sharif Oborevwori, Governor of Delta State, represented here by Dr. Joseph Oborevwori, the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Delta State. Mr. Speaker, the Right Honorable Timothy, Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, represented here by the Majority Leader, the Honorable Dr. Engineer Emeka Wobi, and the members of the Delta State House of Assembly here, Honorable Prince Emeka Sultan, Honorable Engineer Sir Emmanuel Senate, the Honorable Commissioner of the Bureau for Special Duties, Honorable Chief Ejiro Tejalugri. Our convener, Dr. Fred Latimore, Organization, DG, Delta State Orientation and Communications Bureau, the Commander, NDLA Delta State Command, Abubakar Wada, and brother from the one in charge of the force, Commander Ann Nena Oborevwori, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, DA of the Delta State Command, we welcome you, and all the local government council chairman represented here, and all the top government functionaries. Let me acknowledge Mrs. Pharmacist Orie, and the NUG chairman of the Delta State Command, and of course, the NOA coordinator of the state. Our dear students, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we're here this morning to have a talk, drug-free Delta, with the theme, no drugs, healthy living for a greater future. To set the ball rolling, I'd like to invite our convener, the man God has put this in his heart to do for us, Dr. Fred Latimore, to please step forward for the welcome address. Let's put our hands together.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, Dr. Sheriff Francis Oborevwori, Governor of the Year of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented here by the Honorable Commissioner for Health, Dr. Joseph Olojaya. Our dear Speaker, Right Honorable Mimi Tinubu, represented here by our anti-party leader, Dr. Emeka Wobi, PhD, the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duty, the Deputy Commissioner, Delta State, representing the Commissioner of Police, members of the House of Assembly, our dear partner and commander of the State Command of the NDLEA, Abubakar Wada Esquire, the Commander Seaport of the NDLEA, and Oborevwori, you're welcome. Our partner, the State Director of National Retention Agency, this is Tracy Kolumi, you're welcome. Members of the High Table, Chairman NUJ, my dear brother, you're welcome. Representative of the Federal Safety Commission, or is that the State Commander Secretary? You're welcome, sir. FRSC. Our dear students here today, I welcome all of you to this program. I also welcome the gentlemen of the press and management and staff of the Delta State Orientation Bureau. Your Excellency, I wish to congratulate you once again on your well-deserved national award as the Governor of the Year by the Editorial Board and Management of TV Alliance Media Group, a recognition of your enviable achievements in infrastructure, human capital, and socio-economic development. I'm honored to welcome you to the official flag off of the Drug-Free Delta campaign. This initiative, championed by visionary Governor Dr. Oborevwori, aims to create awareness about the dangers of drug abuse and illicit drugs among our youth, including those in the secondary schools and institutions of higher learning in the state. As we gather here today, we are confronted with the alarming reality of drug abuse in Nigeria and in our dear state, Delta. The rising wave of substance abuse among our young people is a pressing concern that demands our collective attention. As a responsible government, we are committed to addressing this issue head-on. Therefore, the Drug-Free Delta campaign is a proactive response to this challenge. Our goal is to educate, sensitize, and empower our young people with the knowledge and skills necessary to make informed decisions about their health and well-being. We believe that by working together, we can create a safer, healthier, and more prosperous Delta state for all. The first phase of this campaign will focus on secondary schools across the state, with subsequent phases targeting institutions of higher learning. We have partnered with the National Drug Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and the National Orientation Agency, NOA. The State Commander of NDLEA is Wada Abubakar Esquire, and the State Director of NOA is Tracy Kolomi, are here with us this morning. Please give them a round of applause. The partnership is to ensure the success of this initiative, spearheaded by our visionary Governor, Dr. Oborevwori. I would like to express my gratitude to our Governor for his unwavering commitment to the well-being of our youth. Apart from this program that we are here today, His Excellency is also empowering our youth through various vehicles in terms of skill acquisition, and also empowering young people to become entrepreneurs. And in this administration, he has empowered over 250,000 small-scale businesses powered by young people. I think the government deserves another applause. I also appreciate the support of our partners, stakeholders, the media, and the entire Delta State team, including members of the State Assembly Council, lawmakers, and everybody in the state. They are behind this campaign. As you can see, that our leader is here to represent the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. I think the Speaker is that kind of a person. I also appreciate the Honorable Commissioner of Police Delta State, who has been championing this cause seriously in collaboration with the NDLEA. Together we can make a difference. Let us join forces to create a drug-free Delta State where our young people can thrive, grow, and reach their full potentials as encapsulated in the law agenda of His Excellency the Governor. For the students who are here today, our message to you is that we want you to be leaders of tomorrow. That is what you are. And for you to be leaders of tomorrow, you must be able to prepare your future very well. And the only way you can reach your goals, one of the ways you can reach your goals is to abstain from drug abuse and illicit drugs. We are aware that the tramadol and some other substance that some young people are using today have driven so many crazy. And so the reason why we are here with you is for you to know that drug abuse is no good area. And I urge you to kindly take this message also to your friends in school, preaching the same gospel of Delta, drug-free Delta. God bless Nigeria. God bless Delta State. Thank you.
The Chief Advisor to the Governor of Delta State. Let's put our hands together. Let me also welcome the Deputy Sector Commander of Federal State Corps, Oborevwori. My brother, my colleague, Bess Okoye, Esquire, is representing the Learned Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice. The Oborevwori is also here. He is seated quietly behind me. Dr. Kingsley Ashwogo. Dr. Kingsley Ashwogo is the local commissioner for primary education. He was one time commissioner for higher education. And the man has 4 PhDs. I was looking for the future one. Now, a man went out to look for APC to buy. When he got there, there was no APC. So he decided to buy Panadol. Panadol. When they got the Panadol, it was looking like a chalk. So in anger, the man said, what kind of drug is this? How can you be selling the pharmacist? Okay, the chemist is not the pharmacist. You know the difference between the chemist and the pharmacist. The chemist now said, okay, that is drug abuse. So you are abusing the drug. So it is drug abuse. PS Emeritus Morka is representing the Secretary to State Government. And we are at the office. Now we want to go to the reason why we're here. And one man is so qualified to talk about why we are here. He is the Commandant, NDLEA, Delta State Command. A man who has seen it all. And he's a lawyer for that matter, so there is no trick, no wayo you want to play that he will not legally tie you up. Let's just welcome Abubakar Wada.
The representative of His Excellency, Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborevwori, the Health Commissioner, the representative of the Speaker and Majority Leader, all the dignitaries here present, and all the protocols of that. Good morning, and I'm happy to be part of this history-making event. In the sense that we have never had it as elaborate as what I'm seeing today. And we are doing it for one reason, and the reason is to address the problem of drug abuse in our society. So today I remember in my secondary school days in the 80s, the problem was there. So it didn't just start recently. It's a problem that has been with us way back. I remember there were two in my school. I attended a mixed school, girls and boys. And there were two students. I have to say, one was the son of the area. The other lady was a daughter of one of the prominent families in the state. So we noticed this problem of drug abuse in them through their conduct, their attitude. And I tell you what, a year or two after graduation, they are gone. Two of them died, just 2-3 years after graduation. It also happened that I spent 6 years instead of 5 years in secondary school because I was a truant. I was skipping my school days. Then I went to the Polytechnic. When I was there too, someone that was very close to me, I didn't know he was on drugs. I had no idea he was on drugs. And that time the system was sessional. It wasn't a semester system like now. So the study was more difficult than now. And when that was first year, a lecturer called me and was asking me, what is wrong with this you are praying? I didn't understand what he was saying. So he brought a script. That my first script, he brought it to me. I looked at it. I saw that the booklet was full of those inscriptions that doesn't make sense. You know, when you give a child a plain paper to write, you write anything that doesn't make sense. So the script of 20 pages was just, things of nonsense, things that doesn't make sense. So that was when I realized that the guy was been on drugs and he was sent out of school. I went to university. It was in my 3rd year as a low undergraduate that I was equally lost a colleague on the issue of drug abuse. So honestly, it's one area that I have seen and experienced the consequences. I was mentioning to the DCP here that I remember there was a man who was an age-mate of my elder brother who joined the Nigerian police as an inspector. This is someone who lived in the same street. Gradually, we saw him, his condition changing. He was on drugs. Eventually, he was dismissed from the Nigerian police force and he later lost his life. So you see, drug issue is one that has the most consequential thing in our lives, and it affects us directly or indirectly. And again, the students that are here today, you have your future ahead of you. As noted earlier, this is a preparation stage for you. You are laying foundation for your future, which means you need to work hard for it. Your things don't just happen, you have to make them happen. And the only way you do is by working hard to achieve your dream, aspirations, your hopes of becoming medical doctors, lawyers, engineers, journalists, politicians. And this is time for you now to work towards achieving that dream. And the best way to do it is to stay away from drugs and remain focused because drug abuse is, it will start by, slowing down your progress. Eventually, if you don't stop, it will stop your progress completely. And of course, the consequences are very severe, from the health hazard to the social consequences of losing your productivity, even losing your senses, at times even one losing his life. And we are in a situation now where the drug abuse has become rampant. And unfortunately, Delta State is one of the states in Nigeria with the highest rate of prevalence. And it's the highest in the South-South region. And this problem actually requires all of us to work in partnership to combat the menace. And the command has actually been working very hard to ensure that the drug issue is put under control. We adopted two measures. One is making effort to reduce supply reduction. As students, the relationship between demand and supply. So we control supply through making drugs serious, and also arresting drug dealers. We equally charge them to court, and we also conduct operations on cannabis farms. There are some areas in the state that people use land to cultivate cannabis. We equally conduct destruction of the drugs when the cases are concluded in court. And we, on the other side of the control measures, is reduction in supply reduction, demand reduction. This area deals with things like counseling, rehabilitation, and sensitization, because we have realized that people need to know about the dangers of drug abuse, because we have had many cases where lack of this knowledge has resulted to tragedies, even within the family, within the neighborhood, and within communities. So it's important for members of the public to know all they need to know about drug abuse, and again the need for them to play a role in tackling the menace. This program is very important because the students will be our ambassadors, advocates. They will spread the message even beyond the confines of the schools, to your neighborhood, to your communities. And again, one other reason is the fact that based on this program that we have been conducting on demand reduction, we have had collaboration with the high institutions of learning. And one of the latest policies we produced was drug integrity test. Drug integrity test. Let me have the partner. So this policy is it means to be proactive in detecting cases of drug abuse. It's very simple but very sophisticated. It's just a urine test. Within 5 seconds, it will indicate the number of drugs the person is abusing. If it is maybe 5, it will indicate positive. Why it's important? Why it's very important is because there is always denial in drug abuse. People don't want to accept that they have a drug problem. So this testing kit will help to determine whether somebody is on drug or not. And some institutions of higher learning, like University of Abuja, have adopted it as one of the conditions for admission. And many universities are adopting it too. So, and when you go through it, you can't beat it at all. So we have also had instances now where employers of labor will require a candidate to produce a certificate of drug test. So you see, you just have to stay away from drugs because even at workplace, people, once they are suspected of being on drugs, they'll be subjected to this test. And once it's done, most of the times it comes with consequences. But the most important thing is intervention. The idea is to provide help to the drug user. Based on the National Drug Control Master Plan, the drug user is seen as a victim of drug offense, not really a criminal. So he can undergo counseling in serious cases, rehabilitation. And the command has, in this regard, the command has been working in partnership with State Ministry of Health, Education, Information, agencies like the Delta State Orientation and Communication Bureau, offices of the SSA drugs, SSA youth mobilization, SSA security, and so many state agencies. And based on this partnership we have, and I mean, the biggest partner we have is even the State Drug Control Committee here. The chairperson is here. And we have a partnership that has been working on this issue for more than 7 years now. And we have achieved a lot. One was the establishment of WADA clubs in the secondary schools across the 3 senatorial zones. And we are going to, as this campaign commences, we are going to use that platform to really make sure that students in all these schools across the state are well informed and well aware of the drug issue and also the role they need to play in tackling the menace. The media is also one of our biggest partners because information needs to be disseminated so that people will know and make use of it to make the situation better. We intend to, in the course of this program, have radio jingles, talk show programs on radio and TV to create the needed sensitization so that all of us will be on the first page and work towards a drastic reduction in drug abuse across the state. So at this point, I have to appreciate and thank the governor for the support that he has been giving to command and also the state drug control committee, which help us in recording a lot of successes. Last year, from January to December, the command made a schedule of 594 kilograms of solid drugs. Then we have drug in liquid form amounting to over 613 liters of the drug. We also organized 70 enlightenment programs across the state. We counseled 604 clients. We secured conviction of 266 drug offenders We have over 330 cases, and we have some cases that were even yet to file in court. So it's a thing that we have to, and we do it with cooperation and support of other agencies, the police, the DSS. Even I have received information from the SLG, from the Attorney General on drug activities on which we act upon. So it's our fight, and we have to fight collectively so that the society will be better. Once society is affected negatively, it affects all of us as members of our society. And sometimes we never can tell when it will happen. You never can tell. We all know the link between drug abuse and crime. People that commit violent crimes, they can't do it without taking drugs. So the less drug consumption we have, automatically the less crime rate we are going to have. And this drug issue is not only peculiar to the state. So there are some dynamics and factors that make it worse, but whichever state you go, you see the problem there. You see the peculiarities. I've been to explore the state that people use unconventional drugs, chemicals that are not in any way meant to be consumed. So each state has its own peculiarities, but the problem is always there, and it creates a lot of problems for us. So we have a moral duty to work in partnership to tackle the menace. So thank you so much, and I wish you the best.
That is the commander, MPLA Delta State Command. Oborevwori. Please clap for him one more time. Now, my joy is that we have more students here, and some teachers are also here with them. When we were in secondary school, you know, in my time, it was from 1 to 5, no GSS, no SS. And so when you get to Form 3, Class 3, you start doing physics, chemistry, biology. In Form 1 and 2, you do integrated science. Now, for you to let people know that you are now in Form 3, you carry the books. Whether you read them or not, you must carry them. Very heavy books. Stone and Cousin, Necon, you know those books, you know them. You carry them.
About you.
So, after first term, 2 boys, they were carrying these heavy books, and the principal accosted them and asked them, "Now, I see you with these books. What do you intend to study when you leave here?" The first one said he wants to study medicine. So very good. In your first term exam, how did you perform? They said, well, you made an A1 in mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, and English language. So the principal said, if you keep it up, you will definitely study medicine. And what about you? He says he wants to study medicine also. So tell me the subject you passed. He said he made C6 in Greek and C6 in economics, C6 in Igbo. So the principal asked him, "Is it medicine you want to study?" He said, "Yes." So you'll be a doctor, or certainly a native doctor. But you don't need such combinations if you study medicine. So please, when Oborevwori was talking, stay away from drugs so that you can read well and focus. Now to give us a lecture, the Assistant State Commander is here. Mr. Silas Osage will come and give us the lecture. What Oborevwori did was a preamble so that you don't get it mixed up. Very brief, I can assure you that. And so don't be in a hurry and don't sleep. I see some of you students sleeping. That's what I'm listening from last time. These days that school fees is very expensive. You want to sleep. I have to sleep and overflow. So let's go down together to welcome Ms. Taylor.
Thank you very much. Sorry, may I seek the permission of His Excellency to please walk to the evening, because in lecture, when I want to talk to my constituency, I like speaking their language. So am I permitted this? Thank you so much. I'm Kabeku Governor here, Dr. Edgar Sheriff Oborevwori. He is sherifying the state through the more agenda. And one of the more agenda is the reason why we are here, to provide what? Security. And when we talk about security, because if there is no security, you don't have what? The development of in that state. And I use the word I want to talk to my constituency. Because when I say my constituency, we say we want to catch them young. So if you are speaking the big grammar here, to catch them young from that place, it should be what? A bit difficult. Students! Students! Let me be frank with you. Within you, I'm seeing governors. Yes or no? Yes. Within you, I'm seeing somebody that's going to sit down here and say, I'm the commissioner of health. Yes or no? Yes. Within you, I'm going to see somebody that will sit down in this stage and say, some years ago, I was here. Now, I'm not here, passing the message. Yes or no? Yes. Sitting down here. Captain of industry is like that goes off tomorrow. Are they not sitting down here? Yes. So, the reason why we are gathered here is for us tomorrow to transform this place and be here. Yes or no? Yes. And one reason that is going to stop us from not sitting down here is what we've been discussing since. Is what we want to talk about. It is one thing that is going to stop our dream. It has stopped a lot of dreams. A lot of dreams. We can mention names of people that this thing have stopped their dreams. But we are here today to listen to us. And there's one beautiful thing about this place down here. I believe and I hope at this age, your dream of becoming the next Oborevwori that is sherifying the whole state will be achieved. Yes or no, students? Yes, sir. I'm serious about this thing. Part of them here is going to sit down here as the governor of this state. And what share of the elder achieved, they're going to continue from where it stopped. That is the assurance I'm giving you. And that is the assurance from the students. Yes or no? Yes, sir. So that means we get to the drug free. They say I will do it fine. I want to talk just a little story to put what I want to talk today. There was this particular boy. The parents took him to abroad to go and study, but he was involved in drugs. What we will call oncolos. Do we know what's oncolos? You know the things that you're supposed to know now. So, like I'm saying, no, it is better you know it, but that is part of the knowledge. If you know it, you don't have to avoid it. So when this boy was brought back to Nigeria, those are the part of the film. So when this particular boy was brought to Nigeria, you know the first thing he did? His father, I want to mention the father. His father is a prominent figure in Nigeria. His father is presently serving in the National Assembly as one of our senators. He was then the House of Representatives. This boy, in Abuja, they brought him down to the state. He saw the father's house. He saw the building. The building was more than 300 million naira worth of building. You know what this boy did? On this particular day, this boy brought a fuel and poured it down in the house. And he wanted to burn the house. Unfortunately for him, the security people were able to apprehend him and they were able to report him to the office. But before then, the father, with his own security case, ran down to our office with 2 different slippers. So when they got to the office, they brought the boy. After 3 days, the boy asked a question. When the boy, after the boy calmed down, after 3 days, this boy asked me a question, which I'm going to ask somebody. The boy said, if you see a bush, what do you do to a bush? You burn it. As of that time, the guy was on kudos. The guy was not seeing in the house. What he saw was a bush. And what he did was to that boy fuel, and what to do was to burn a bush. So it was after 3 days, that's what that bush you are referring to was your father's house. He said he didn't know. But what he saw was a bush. And he wanted to burn that bush. That is the effect of drugs. And that is what everybody here will be talking about, the effect of drugs. These drugs we are talking about, these drugs is classified. We are talking about the illicit ones and the illicit ones. And let me be fair with you here. We're talking about tramadol. Let me come down because of the new study that we have here. We're talking about tramadol. Yes, tramadol is a medically accepted drug. It's medically what? Accepted because why? It's good for some illness. But the fact is, the way we are now abusing that becomes an issue. And the highest tramadol that you can use, that a pharmacy or a medical doctor can prescribe for you is 50 mg. But most of what we do, we walk down to the chemist and do what? And get the tramadol. And the funny thing is that, just like, it's not even related to the youth. There was a man, a well-read man. So 3 years, they prescribed tramadol for him. Instead of him to go back, after using it, the sickness came up again. Instead of him to go back to the doctor and see what he can do about it, the doctor was prescribed for him. He continued using it. That's why we are talking about when you are not abusing drugs and when you are not misusing it. They are medically acceptable. There are some drugs who are surely acceptable, which I know the students here, you are not supposed to do it. Because I will not talk about alcohol here, because I believe you are below 18. And they said, you must be above 18 before you can take alcohol. Do any of us here take alcohol? Students! You know, do any of us here take alcohol? Okay, yes and no. If you are below 18, you are not supposed to take alcohol. So in this one, I'm not going to talk to you about alcohol because you are not supposed to take it. Do any of us take cigarettes? Do any of us, I'm referring to the students, not to the adults. Do any of us take cigarettes? Thank you so much. Let me come down now. Do you know anything what they call cannabis sativa? Cannabis sativa. In your local area, what is cannabis sativa? Whatever name. And let me tell you, let me break it down for you. Cannabis sativa has a lot of family, a lot of species. Other cannabis sativa is what we call Arizona. Do you know about that? These students are growing up. Sorry. Do you know what is healthy? Okay, in the area. Hello. Healthy. Did you know it? What about now? So now we know it. Colorado. We know Colorado. By the time the numbers that becomes what? By the time the list of Colorados with the multiplication of Soprano everything, it becomes what? Okay, you know Colorado, right? By the time you list Colorado, everything is whether that's when that becomes what on Colos. That means the person is now on Colorado, the short will be on Colos. But it's a mixture, but we will not tell you students, so that you don't go and practice tomorrow. And let me tell you, when you talk about that is when somebody is on Colos, that's the reaction that person is going through. That's the reaction. I want to use the picture. I'm using the picture to pass a message. I'm using that picture so that you understand what we're talking about. Obviously, when somebody has mixed everything together, is not giving you a reaction. And that reaction is what, as of the time that person is doing those things, no pain, no pain. Because why? The He's still telling everything about him. He's telling him, let me tell you, a lot of people are committing suicide. If you tell them, go, a lot of things that even our guy of police can testify to that. A lot of robbery that he was saying, they will tell you you have to take that thing to go and do it. A lot of people that be down, you have to take it because you can imagine one of our guys here, they sit down. You can ask them the last time they shot somebody, but somebody just pick up a gun and just kill an innocent person without no reason. A lot of drugs is involved. And let me tell you what you don't know about cannabis. Students, let me tell you what you don't know about cannabis. If you take cannabis now, in the next 1 or 2 hours, it wears off your eye will be clear. But I want to tell you, it's in your bloodstream for between 30 days to 90 days. So that means if my dad decides today, or the government decides to say, that student, test him. If you're taking it, take it December 1st. And I will test you today, you will test positive. That is why I want to tell you, so that if you're taking it, don't think you're hiding it. That is the essence of that drug test. But in taking that does not mean that you're going to stop the school. We're going to do what? Counsel you to a very young promising man. The guy was given a scholarship to go to the US. The guy does not drink, he does not smoke. What happened? He went for a birthday party December. A friend was doing the birthday party. And what happened? The cake that he shared in the birthday party was based towards all these drugs that we're talking about. Unfortunately for him, he said when he took the cake, after some time he felt lazy, but everything went off. He now came to our office for a test because the people that did scholarship did also not go to test. And this boy came confidently that nothing was happening because he said he does not even drink, he does smoke, so not talk of him using drugs. You know, when we conducted that test, we have come up with that guy who positive for 4 different kinds of drugs. Because why? That cake was said to work tramadol, cannabis, they put retinol and one of that drugs. This guy put first drugs, because why? This test that we're talking about will break every drugs down in your body. And the guy was shedding tears. That was when the guy lost that opportunity because we have to do what? Send him directly to the place. That's why they said they have to talk to him. So most of us here, we might be a victim. Most of us said our students will go to parties. We go to parties. And that of party that is a particular video here that we have for students. After matriculation, they went there. Instead of them to go to church and give glory to God as a constant admission to the school, they organized a party. Here in Asama, they organized a party. They said the name of the party is the German party. Do you know about the German party? Yes. The German party. Our men went there. Our men went there. They saw ladies under 17, boys 17, 18, and some grown-up boys. The drugs that we are using in that party was laced with all kind of drugs. And unfortunately, those guys were not running so that they planned for those girls. They rented 10 rooms. So that by the time those girls finish taking the drink or the water they use, they will take the girls to their room and do what they want to them. Most of us here are victims. It is an opportunity for you to now know or decide together of the meaning of this guy. Want to make Delta a drug-free place. That's why the governor in his one agenda, he said security, about security is about drugs. So that we will use this opportunity to pass a message to who is not here. It's an opportunity for us. It's a real opportunity today that we as the students, we have to use this opportunity, this place now, to pass a message to our fellow students that they are things that they should avoid. There are signs that you must watch out when it comes to issue of drugs. For somebody that does not know how to cook, at the age you don't know how to cook, it's a sign. Here is lighting up. Here is lighting up. And somebody is coming in with a very, very dark shade. Very, very dark. I'm not saying the person in my recommended. But when the person is using it just for recommended, please watch out. We have a lot of our news now. under your age, the weather is very, very hot outside. When you say hot, someone will not put on the movie. Woody. When you are sweating, someone is put on the movie, and the person is not sweating. Watch out, that person is taking, most of the what they take is ice or Colorado. You know why they are taking it? When you take ice or Oncolus, you are feeling hot outside. He is feeling cold inside. So the only way he can warm his head to do what? Woody. Watch out for if you are seeing any of your students or any of your colleagues doing that. And look, parents, this is direct to parents. It's a new study. It's a new study. Please, what is your to talk to the parents? It's a new study that we have discovered that the person that made the confession to us was just 15 years old girl. That in her school, she does not smoke or use any kind of drugs. What does she abuse? After 4 days of her medical camp, whatever they use, they keep it and they burn it. After burning it, they wrap and that is what they do. Parents is not that for me. It's a new trending thing in town. Watch out for it very, very well. Like I have mentioned that we have different type of drugs. Somebody, when you are saying your money devotion, somebody is right there going to the priest toilet, open up the vents and start inhaling it. The power they use in environment dead bodies, they are using it. Watch out for it. That's some of us here. We don't take cannabis. We don't take cocaine. We don't take all these things. But the kind of drugs under NDLS, we call it unconventional drugs that we use, we are aware. The kind of lacatoton that we use. Do you know lacatoton? Do you know lacatoton? Lacatoton mix it together with cotton and the little bit of maggi. We shake together for it to work in that lacatoton. So then, please, the essence of this lecture, we are not saying you can't know because of what we told, but please do not practice it. Please and please, we are listening to this to do not practice it. Because I'm surprised that I don't know that I'm talking about. Most of the time now, we now buy, that's why you got so that you got to got 1,000 naira. But now, you got to double 2,000 naira. Why? Because you buy you got, open it, pull the tramadol, add the codeine, shake, and we'll give it. Students, are you aware of that? Yes. But you are not using it. So please, the essence of us being here is to talk to us. It's for us to know. That's the essence of why you see my commander standing there. You see these big men sitting down here to come and talk to us. Because none of them yet that tested it that they will come and be sitting. No. That means they have achieved a lot of things without using drugs. Those pictures that you're seeing, they are real pictures of what happened. We have a lot of pictures, but because of the age, we won't show you the pictures. There are things that will happen. These are practical things that we want you people to know. These are things that we want you people to take home. So that by the time you get home, you'll be able to talk to them. Someone that is using drugs, you don't need to start forcing that person. You get to talk. And please, do not believe that he's using drugs, I can do it alone. That person needs what? Needs help. Needs help. That person needs help. And how do you get help? You need support of you, the parents, the community. That is the essence of help. And that is why you are taking this war to every news and crime of what Delta State. And that is the essence of why the DG and his team will be visiting all schools in the state, in the different local government, to go and talk to our brothers, to go and talk to our sisters about the issue of drugs. They release the statistics here. Let me break the statistics down. 14.4% of Nigerians are what? They are involved in drug abuse. And the world population is 5.6. So you can imagine, as a mathematics student or statistician, use that 40%, remove it from the 5.6 and know the kind of abuse which is going on. And in the whole Nigeria Delta State is the highest. But when they say the highest, I believe doctor, the DG, and my commander will go to bring it to the lowest. And the beginning is what we are starting today. And we are going to be that people that are going to lead the war. And let me tell you, statistics also shows that for every 5 persons that use drugs, 1 is a female. But statistics is now increasing to what? 2 as a female. That means for every 20 that you arrest, 5 is a female. And they said if you educate a woman, you are educating what? A nation. So if you have women who will become wives of tomorrow, mothers of tomorrow in drugs, you can't imagine the kind of society we're going to build. So that's why we are appealing to you people to what? If you are using this is an opportunity for you to what? Seek for help. If you're not using it, please use that your knowledge of drugs to talk to the other person. Talk to the other person. Say something, say something. Don't keep quiet, say something. What you don't understand, you have your counselor, you have your teachers in the school to talk to you. And that is the reason for what? This campaign. Talk to somebody. You must talk to somebody so that the problem will be solved. We have a lot of pictures, a lot of things that at the end of the day, the DG and my commander will pass it to you. So that will be what you're going to use in your school. The message is no to drug abuse. No to drug abuse. At this your age, we will not tell you about the offense. But you can use the offense to talk to somebody else. That if you are found in possession of drugs, it's an offense in the school. Imagine you being expelled from the school. And now we are now in a digital age that anything you do, a friend of yours is what? Is taking note of it. By the time tomorrow you want to come and contest for governor, somebody will come and say, I know him now. He was expelled, and the best will bring out your history. How do you defend it?
Is it right?
Drugs, this with transit. Forget about a lot of, we've done a lot of Yahoo boys that you know in this town. There was a particular boy, the guy said he made 60 million naira between October. As of March, his in the account, the balance of his account was just 123 naira. And everything was what? On drugs. Because those are the people that were not using as our role model. I want to tell you they are going through hell. They are going through hell. Don't let those be your role model. They spend money on drugs. Let your role model be people that who are sitting here. Look at them and say, I want to be like this person today. And avoiding all those things, you follow me. Drugs do no good. That's the what they call war against drug abuse. It is not the kinetic warfare that we go with. It's a war that we talk to each other. Let us understand our values. Let us talk to each other. In whatever way we can pass the message. Remember what I said about cannabis. Tell them outside. In the school cannabis now, between 30 and 90 days, it's getting your system. And you don't know cannabis, all kind of drugs. Avoid them. Cocaine, heroin, they are very big and sexy. Don't get close. In Nigeria, what we call any consumer we could do is what is prohibited. I mean, it is bound in Nigeria. So no pharmacy or doctor will prescribe it for you. But you find it outside. Avoid it. Because why? It is destroying a whole lot of people, especially the youth. The age rate that we are receiving in the office every time is between 17 and 19. And these are supposed to do what? Our leaders. They said they are Gen Z generation. I mean, Gen Z, we are now preaching to Gen Z. Please, learn for what the other moving and other people so that we can make our country, we can make Delta great. You can make your parents great and you can make yourself great. The message is say no to drug abuse and yes to what? A healthy life. Yes to a proper education. So at the end of the day, if you become a professor today, the first thing you measure is your name before you measure your surname. Let that be your guiding principle. Let that be your watchword. That's his message to you. I want to appreciate you all for everything.
Thank you very much, Mr. My worry and fear is that when you were asking them some of these names and they were responding in the affirmative and they know them, I don't hear now. You see why the commander, Abubakar Wada, you know the meaning of the name Wada? I just get the name now. War against drug abuse. That is the meaning of his name. Wada. Okay, before His Excellency will speak, thank God we have. Now let me tell you one truth that he said. Mr. Sackett made here. None of these people seated up here got involved in drugs. You can't find drug addicts seated up here. They are somewhere hitting their heads on the wall or falling in gutters. So what is the day in abusing drugs? We have to take some good messages. Thank God the road safety sector commander is here. The deputy commissioner of police is here. We have I will call them one after the other for 2 minutes each. They will speak. And let me start with the sector commander to please step up to give us a 2 minutes good message. Because if you are high and you are driving on the highway, you will have someone.
The Honorable Governor of Delta State, every represented, the state commandants, NDLA, representative of the Commissioner of Police, other senior officers here present, government officials, let me step aside on the existing protocol. Today's message is a very clear indication that the state is moving forward. All our hope and aspirations rest on our youth. And to get it right, we should be able to tell it on right. And that's why we're here. Abuse of drugs have destroyed our society. It is appalling. It's very appalling in the sense that on road safety sites, thousands of souls have been lost. When we talk of drugs, we talk of alcoholism, and all these are quite a negative indices on our own well-being. The importance of this exercise cannot be overemphasized. I thank the organizers of this program for a wonderful one, because we live and learn. And everywhere we have gotten ourselves is but a classroom. It's not only when you see a blackboard that you know that is a lecture hall. This place but nothing but a lecture hall. And all of us, including me, have benefited immensely from the tips. I'm encouraging our youth not to engage in drugs. Not only the youth, but even the elders that are here. Because most of the time, too much of everything we say in our local balance is bad. If you know that is only 2 bucks of that you can take and don't misbehave. And most of us, we do try to tell ourselves the negative aspect of life. That okay now, I've taken up to 6 bottles, I can drive. You cannot drive in Madrambo, you cannot drive Okado. That I'm very much clear when I've taken a lot of beer. It's nothing but a lie. We should take moderation in anything we do. I'm not going to take much of our time, but the youth, please take this message home very much seriously. Do not abuse drugs. Remember, you are the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you for listening, madam.
Thank you. While the deputy sector commander was speaking, I remember one man, he never used to drink. So he went, he said he was going to drop some people at the party and go home. Big hall. So when he got there, they were the first to get to the hall. So when he was to leave, he said, you know, he said, take off on the road. Table 1, he took off on the road. When he was going table 2, now when he did, he said, take off on the road. That was how he took one bottle out of the 20 tables. And by the time he was going, he said, you guys cannot drink. As small I could drive. Anybody when I sleep on my phone, I will follow and I cannot overtake it here. So he started following one vehicle. One elderly man went to see his grandchildren was going home. This man was driving. He stopped. The man was stopped. He moved in traffic gate. He followed him. Suddenly, he just hit the man. He came out of the car and was like, why did you stop so suddenly? The man said, it's like my own compound. He now followed the man go house. Now, let us welcome from the National Orientation Agency, this is Tracy Kobe. 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, sir, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, the Executive Governor of Delta State, ably represented here, my DG, Dr. Fred Massimo, the Honorable Speaker of the House of Assembly, ably represented here, our leader, Senator Amori, and everyone please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. Students, we know why we're here. My word to you is the word of advice. We have made all the drugs. Many of us on the other side, we don't know much about these drugs. But it seems that you know some of them, maybe because you already have information from the NDLEA and other groups that talk to you about drug abuse. And we are here to plead with you to know that drug abuse is not good for you. Reverend was talking about, your future. If you don't do well today, there will not be any future. And we saw the clips. The way you are laughing, we now have to look behind. I saw a lot of things going on the projector. Those are signs and effects of drug abuse. As parents, we don't want our children that their life will be derailed by drug abuse. I tell you the truth, if I took to drugs 20 years ago, I will not be here standing talking to you. I might be on the streets, I might not even be alive to tell the story. So I'm telling you, we just had a number of you here. When you go back to your schools, be the ambassador of WADA, War Against Drug Abuse, and tell your friend, and to say something. If you see something, say something. And if you hear something, also say something. Don't hold on to it. It's not only for your information, but for others also. So please, we want a better tomorrow for our country. We are all ambassadors of Nigeria, and we want Nigeria to be a better country. And you are the ones that will make Nigeria a greater country. Thank you for being here. God bless you.
You know, I almost forgot why the lecture was on. The very Reverend Father Christian Cabo stepped in. He is the Secretary Christian Pilgrims of the World. The Secretary. Okay. Executive Secretary, Christian Principal. But, now, you see, our guy is on immigration. If you take them, they won't give you passport, international passport. That is why they ask all the people of this. All their offices, they look for passport, they test for blood, small teeth inside, straight up, or Washington. Well, we've heard from, let us hear from the police. The police are the ones that will keep the people, those who take this, that they are not supposed to take. Let's welcome Deputy Commissioner of Police, TP.
His Excellency, Executive Governor of the State, represented the Honorable Commissioner of Health, the representative of the Honorable Speaker of the State, senior government officials here present, the clergy, Commandant of the MDLA, and students. Good afternoon to you all. The issue of drug peddling and abuse is a serious menace in the Delta State government. And I want to tell you that the police, in partnership with the NDLA and other sister security agencies, are actually doing our best to ensure we reduce this menace to the barest minimum. It is not an easy task. And so this program today is very apt to sensitize the students and every other person else about the dangers of drug use and abuse. So I want to thank the organizers of this program for taking this step. Every day we keep apprehending suspects involved in one crime or the other. And when I interview some of them, you always find a nexus between the crime and drug use. That shows the dangerous dimension of drug abuse and use in the States. So drug use propels a lot of criminals to do what they do. You can find a 40-year-old man defiling his cousin sister for about 5 years. At the end of the day, he will tell you he used one drug or the other and he forgot himself. A lot of stories you will hear as a result of drug use. So students, this morning I want to ask you to refrain from drug use and abuse. A lot has been said about your potentials. You know, the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Kuka, someone once asked me why he bowed before a group of students before addressing them. He said he was bowing to the presidents, the lawyers, the governors of the senators seated in your midst. And speakers before me have spoken about your potentials. And I want to tell you, you cannot fulfill these potentials if you use drugs. Drugs use will stop you from fulfilling your God-given destiny. Other speakers here will ask you to refrain from drugs. If if you want to touch the sky, if you want to reach where God has destined for you to reach, please avoid drugs. Drugs will stop you. Drugs will disorientate you. Drugs will make you lose. I know a lot of you are using drugs. Yes, because of arrested some of you, students, who also use drugs. But let today's lecture sink deep into your consciousness that drug use is not for you. Drug use will not help you. Drug use does not help the development of society. Because the incidence of mad people on the streets, a lot of them, there's a lot of drugs mismanagement. When you use drugs to join them in the streets, it becomes in the nest for the government and for the people. So having said that, I want to thank you for listening to all that we say here, and also thank the executive governor of the states for every support it's giving to the agencies to decide their responsibilities ultimately. Thank you.
I told you that the police, they know now. When Oga talked just now, he said it. He said he has arrested some of you. And it's possible you are not here. I'm not people. But take the message to them that he knows you. They're looking at your eyes, you can tell. That's some of them, and they take the thing. Well, I told you that one of the reasons why the Assistant Controller of Immigration came is to ensure that you look at your faces very well when you apply for passport, international passport. Organdona and Isioma will ensure that if your blood gets traced, you know, like the man said, 90 days is in your system. So even if you take punch, okay, now, one of our fathers is here, who will give us his own goodwill message. He's a man who has seen it all. We call him Otitimadi. He's the occupant of Mosuga and India. Chief Senator Oborevwori, Chief Advisor to the government.
Your Excellency, the Governor of the State, ably represented here by Honorable Commissioner for Health, Mr. Speaker, ably represented here, the organizers of this very wonderful program, our students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First, let me appreciate Fred Latino, who actually invited me here to come and start performing my duty as the Chief Advisor of the Governor. I carefully listened to when Osage was speaking and when War Against Drug Abuse was also speaking. And I was excited because some of the names or pronouncements were very strange to me. Because so I can talk about the 80s, I think some of us talking about the 80s. We talk about the 60s. The only drug we know at that time was the book. But now I'm hearing of Olos, like some particular so in a way, I'm also here to learn because of the names I'm hearing today, I've never had them before. But one thing that is good, as I also said, that all of you who are students, who are on that side, purpose of life is to be promoted from where you are sitting now to the high level. I'm on this side today because I was never involved in any drug abuse. Between there and here is near, but it's going to take you a long time to be promoted from there to this high level, particularly if you are involved in drug abuse. Drug per se is not bad. Drug is merely a substance that we use in medicine. Stimulant, drugs, narcotics. But when you go to abuse drugs, I think that is why we are here today. Taking drugs, taking Panadol, taking codeine is normal, of course, to kill or to keep things, to tell what the next of that. But when you involve in abusing it, that is when it's called drug abuse. And with drug abuse, you can never be on the side of the table. Any person you see on this table today, on this high table, they will never involve in any drug abuse. Drug abuse has no positive language. It is all negative. Negative. You can't be a university graduate. You can't be a commissioner. You can't be a senator. You can't be a governor. You can't be a president if you are involved in drug abuse. I'm happy that you are watching the video. That is what drug abuse will do to your life. It's a destiny destroyer. Your destiny will be permanently destroyed if you are involved in drug abuse. God has created you and given you all the endowment to be human being. Anything you take that changes that what God has given to you, of course, you are definitely not going to make it in life. I don't think you are in school so that you don't make it in life. You are in school so that you can also plan to be high table. My advice to you, I'm going to say advice. Please and please, say capital no to drug abuse. Capital no to drug abuse. Because your destiny will be destroyed, to be involved in criminality, to be involved in violence, you will have low self-esteem, you will lose a lot of things, you will become ungodly. Become ungodly if you are involved in drug abuse. So please, my students, in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I plead with you, never and never be involved in any form of drug abuse. You will be a better person than you are if you abstain from drugs. I thank you and God bless you.
See, that is coming from the heart of the Father. From the heart of the Father, begging you. It is not for him, it is for your own good. Well, we'll take one or two more. The Secretary to State Government is represented here. Let us hear from him. The two commissioners are here. One is special duties, because if there's anything to when they are rehabilitating people, it's not this that doesn't need rehabilitation. And this man is a teacher by excellence, and so we need to hear from him, then we hear from Mr. Speaker. Thereafter, His Excellency will address us. And let us hear from the Secretary of Government.
Your Excellency, the Governor, represented by the Honorable Commissioner of Oil, the Right Honorable Speaker, the Lieutenant of Service, members of the state that we represent, security agencies, my guests, good morning. I am representing my boss, Secretary State Government, who is currently in Abuja, in understand. So here is an activity to him that he said he would want me to represent him, to convey to you his deepest feelings about this history of drug abuse. It has become a global concern. It has destroyed families, many nations are threatened. Today, we have gathered you, both for your own benefit and for the benefit of your generation, because we expect that you live here, you will convey the messages you have received today to your colleagues. Your life is a gift, and we as parents, as teachers, all of us who are on this side of the table, are to help you in the process of preparation for a greater tomorrow. What that tomorrow is, none of us knows. But we are to work intimately with you in a partnership to nurture you to that fulfillment. In that process, it is you who will be making the choices. You will make the choices. And then we guide you to actualize those choices. And in making those choices, there is one thing and one thing only that you have: your mind power. The brain is the central organ by which the mind expresses itself. Once your brain is knocked, you can no longer use your mind willfully. You know what is called a compass? A compass that shows you the directions: north, east, northwest, south, and what is the last one? Great. So that is the compass. That is what your mind is. Once your mind no longer functions right, you can't choose well. And the gift that you are to your family, to mankind, to the world, is lost completely. So you are here today so that you can take better possession of that mind. I hope you will take the lessons home and give us hope for a better tomorrow. Thank you very much.
You know, the last speaker, Walker, the retired permanent secretary, and I was just told you, the mind is a compass. Once the compass is broken, there's no fixing. And when we talk the book canon, we will face Lagos. That will be the portion of Jesus' name. Now, let us hear from these two commissioners. We have put them together very close, side by side. One is tall, one is not too tall. These students are not the young one. And they laugh for big man too. Dr. Shmogu. Dr. Shmogu, please come.
Your Excellency, Governor, Mr. Speaker, respectively represented members of the General State House Assembly, executive members of the General State Security Council, permit me to rest on already established protocol. Your Excellency, as a ministry, we are indeed very much grateful today that the orientation agency organizing this program with its target audience on the students. We are very much grateful. You've listened to all our guest speakers here. My dear students, they didn't accuse you for knowing the names of these drugs. In fact, like the speaker said, it is better you already knew them before coming here. The essence of this gathering
is to go back to your schools and become ambassadors of the free drug program. Go back to your schools, help the management of the school. If with whatever you have seen here today, we identify any student with those signals, please run to your teachers and report them. We are not reporting them so that they will be sent out of the school. We are reporting them because they need rehabilitation. They need resuscitation. They need to come back and become normal like you. If you don't report them, those things you see here, one day they will come back to you. And when you cannot see the wall again, they want to hit your head. Two of us. So if you identify anybody in those signs, report to the school. As ambassadors of the free drug program too, it is now your duty to go back and begin to tell your fellow students that these things are not good. We need to live in a free drug society. Your Excellency, on the part of the organizers, like we said, we're indeed very much grateful, but we also want to appeal that it should not just stop at this level. Especially at this age, where most of these children, once they get home, after their assignment, it's movies they watch. Even watch movies that are supposed to, their parents are supposed to guide them with parental guidance. So they begin to know what they ought not to know. So we want to appeal, Your Excellency, that this program should come down to the primary school level. Because some of these children they're looking at people doing this, they don't know the difference between good and bad. So we want to appeal that the program should not just stop at the secondary school level, it should come down to the primary school level, and again, we should also collaborate with the Ministry of Education to incorporate this program into our curriculum. Thank you and God bless.
You know, when there is a worker wanted to address yourself, my fellow students, there is a worker. It's possible you should go to school for night. That's continuous education. Now, I like to bring up this vibrant young man who is the commissioner in charge of in case it will happen. Say, who the wrong side of the brain. I take care of the people.
Right Honorable Oborevwori, Mr. Speaker, my Senator, I will at this point take permission to start on the existing protocol. All right, the speakers, they've all spoken well. Honestly, when our brother came up, I was wondering if he has looked at my book. Like almost everything, every message he passed, we're all written here with me. Yeah, but for the purpose of emphasis, I will just quickly go on the effects of drug abuse. I'll just run through quickly. There are much, but the few words I have here, just listen. I think what is most important here now is you accepting it. You may have heard it before, but the question is, do you accept it? Do you implement it? So my advice is that whatever you hear here today, try as much as possible to accept it and do what? Implement it. Right, so the disadvantage of this drug abuse, one of it here is loss of self-esteem. Self-esteem. Feeling of guilt and paranoid what? Tendency. Paranoid unnecessary. Isolation, financial problems, and legal troubles. You've heard that before. Risk of illness, infections, and cancer. If you have any illness with you, it will be quite difficult to get rid of it, even while you take other drugs, because of the existing of that drug abuse inside your system, it becomes a problem. Then changes in appetite, loss of weight. In fact, you almost become useless. And I'm sure none of you here want to be useless. If you are useless, you can't be a governor of the state. You can't be a minister. You cannot be a House of Assembly member. You can't be even a speaker. You cannot be a commissioner, like the Pope is saying. So, abuse of drug will lead you to a mental confusion. Mental confusion. Your brain is already being distraught. Abuse of drug will lead you to damaging your brain. It will lead you to suicidal thoughts. You see, many of our youth today, they climb story building, before you know it, they drop from there. It is not a good life. When involved, it can bring disgrace to your family. To bring disgrace to your entire family. Would you want to disgrace your family? Okay, it's capable of destroying your central nervous system, distrust ability of what? Retention of what you have read. All you gathered in your school time, you may not be able to assimilate anyone at all. Alright, so quickly I will go to my advice. Number one here, choose your friend. Yes. Don't be choose your friend. The kind of friend you want to make, choose it. You are not too small to do that. And abstain from use of drugs. Learn how to take care of yourself. I'm sure every student here, you get yourself, right? So you must learn how to take care of yourself. Take only prescribed medication, if at all. If at all, and you must be guided. Endeavor to live a healthy lifestyle. Make your parents your best friend. Seek advice from them on daily basis. Practice self-discipline. You must learn how to do what to discipline yourself. It will help you a lot. Then, above all, fear God. Fear God. Because if you fear God, you will not be involved in drugs. And this will take us to Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. It says, when is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. So you must be wise. Tell your friend beside you and say, you must be wise. You must be wise. Right. So in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8, says, be sober, be vigilant, because the devil is seeking for who to what? To destroy. So you must be vigilant. So all this you've heard today, please take it to heart and implement them. And it will be good. God bless you.
I'm tempted to refer to the Honorable Commissioner as Pastor Ejiro, because the two scriptures you just quoted now. After this kind of scripture quotation, we need to take offering. Your Excellency, sir, I actually made a mistake. The lady Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice sent a representative, and there's a need for us to hear from him. I hope I'm taking him before the commissioners because he's here in the representative capacity. So my friend, my brother, please step up to give us This one is very important because it's something from the point of law.
Yes, I'll be brief. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Health. I also want to, let me just hand on existing protocols, so I'll be brief. The Honorable Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice tells us, they says that she extends his heartfelt pleasure for being invited to this well-timed event. When I entered, I'm representing him. When I entered, I noticed that we have a lot of students who are here. And I remember 15 years ago, I was a student because I finished in 2003. And I can relate with the students. And when I can relate with the students, especially now that they are pretty young. Why I can relate with them is because I virtually have very younger ones who I relate with till now, who are siblings. And I noticed that they call certain drugs like the ones we were mentioned this morning, cannabis, tramadol, and during our time, which was just a few years back, I don't know what they call tramadol, I don't know what they call cannabis. So when I was here, sitting down, I also had some other drugs they call colos. I've not even seen it. The only thing I've seen is cigar. So it's baffling that we have a lot of prevalence of hard drugs and the use of illicit drugs. It then drives home the point that the need for us to have continuous sensitization to ensure that these youth see the youth, because when you are from 18, you are youth, but I don't think we have a lot of persons who are 18 years here. I think all of us here, while I was over there looking, I found out that we are mostly 10, 12, 15. Okay. So what I'm saying is that we, those who are here, are over 18. Okay, that's most of us are teenagers here. So let me ask you one question before I leave because I've been limited time. Did you notice what was happening there? Did you notice what was happening at that screen? How many of us want to be like that? Please just raise up your hand. Now, if you don't want to be like that, let me ask another question. How many of us want to be like those who are seated there? The governor and the rest of you. Well, I noticed some persons raise up their hands, while some persons didn't. It therefore means that some persons don't want to be seated there. Yes. But nevertheless, when you abuse drugs, or when you use drugs, or you are found in possession of drugs, there are certain laws that regulate these drugs that are being found. And that's what have the agencies and have the government agencies there, you have the police, you have the NDLEA. What it means is that when you are caught with those drugs, you'll be arrested, you'll be taken to court. We have what we call the federal high court. Who wants to go to prison yet? Who wants to go to prison yet? Who has gone to the prison for visitation, like prison visits? Have you ever visited the prison? Now, if you have visited the prison, you find that they have what we call custodial centers. That if you feel that it's only adults that go to the prison, it's wrong. We have what we call custodial centers. These are what we call juvenile homes too. These juvenile homes are places where young offenders, alleged offenders, or those who have been found guilty of certain offenses are kept. And I don't think any of us want to be there, because if you are there, it therefore means that certain things will be you'll be prevented from getting certain things like freedom. And like we all know, freedom is something you don't play with. In essence, we should all try as much as possible to know that there are laws that regulate drug peddling, trafficking, and illicit use. Like some people came here and spoke, they said, yes, you can use drugs if they are prescribed or if they are recommended by qualified medical practitioners. So these people peddle drugs, and they say they are very chemists. If you feel with chemists, although those who sell drugs along the street, they are not qualified. And if you get drugs from them and you are caught, the law will take its course, no matter who you are. So that's why we are begging, and that's why the state government is begging. Even the federal government is begging. We are all begging, even me I'm begging, that please, we should try to refrain from the use of drugs. Thank you very much.
When my brother asked that question, that those who want to sit up here, raise your hand. Some raised their hands. Those that did not raise their hand, I have a feeling they want to be their own voice now. Okay. Now, it's time for us to hear from those who make the laws. Those who make the laws. And if you do like this will happen to you. And the majority leader is not the first timer in the House of Assembly. And if he was into drugs, he won't be where he is. So let us hear from him, Representative Mr. Speaker. Let's put our hands together. Engineer, doctor, he wants a PhD. You know, they use no argument for PhD.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. First, let me thank very profoundly the organizers of this session. I want to say that to those of you who are privileged to be here today, for me, it is one of the best things that have ever happened to you in your life. Let me say that looking at you very clearly, I want to believe that majority of you, if not all of you, are teenagers. And this is the age when everyone who wants to become someone in life molds himself. This stage is called the foundation stage. If a building is built on a shallow foundation, what happens to it? What happens to it? It therefore means that the ball is on your court. You have to decide what you want to become in life. If you build a structure on a solid foundation, you are likely going to have it stand. If you build it on a shallow foundation, it will obviously collapse. Am I correct? So, being here today is to admonish you, to mold you, to teach you what you ought to do to achieve your goals in life. However, one very important thing that you must know and work on is that what influences one's life is the people around you, the people you move with. It is said that birds of same affinity flock in close proximity. It is said, show me your friend, and I will tell you. If your friend smokes, it means you are in a bad company. If you have a friend who drinks as a teenager, you are in a bad company. I remember when one of the speakers spoke, and some of you agreed that you take beer. You are not supposed to drink alcohol at this age. And let me say this. The failure we are witnessing in the society today is from our own homes, from our parents. The parents need to teach their children even before sending them out in society to learn. You will grow to become parents. Today, you are children, you grow to become parents. There is a legal maxim that says, and listen very well so that you go home with this, never that, quod non habet. You know what it means? You cannot give what you don't have. Apparently, those people we saw on the screen, you know what their problem is? They did not have an opportunity like this to be told what is right and what is wrong. So after listening to everyone that has spoken today, if you go back home and you continue to practice drug abuse, it means you are influenced by a big demon. And it will take only prayers to deliver you. And that brings me to the very important point, which is that anyone who wishes to succeed in life, one of the primary things you must do is to embrace God. I do not see how someone who believes in God, someone who embraces God, will smoke Igbo. God does not live where they smoke Igbo. Do you understand me? Those people we saw on the screen, they didn't have this opportunity. I can tell you that if they had an opportunity like this, majority of them wouldn't have fallen prey to, what happened to them. So one thing you must go back home with is that you must embrace God and put God first in everything that you do. If you are guided by the Holy Spirit, you cannot take drugs, you cannot smoke Igbo. It is only when demons influence you that you can take drugs or abuse drugs. Let me at this juncture adopt the submissions of all those who have spoken before me, as if they were mine, while I enjoin you to embrace God, be prayerful, look up to the people you admire in society, and know that the secret to success is knowing God and working hard, and avoid finding yourself in the midst of those you think do not live neat or clean lives. You know what I mean by living a neat life. Anyone who smokes, any teenager who smokes, lives a dirty life. Any teenager who drinks lives a dirty life. And anybody at your age who does what you think is not good, does not live a good life, then don't associate with such a person. Because one thing you must know, even if you are very prayerful, if you associate yourself with those who don't believe God, who don't trust in God, who don't live decent lives, you are bound to be influenced. That is nature for you. And that is why you see a believer, the next day he has turned something else. So please, I want to admonish you to first know God, be prayerful, set goals for yourself, work hard towards achieving those goals, and I can assure you that by the grace of God, you will become the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. You know, he's a civil engineer, already certified. So there is no way he will discuss any issue without getting building into it. And how he did the job with that. You know, the other day, I was doing a U-turn, and one young boy, apparently a young boy, under the influence, ran into my vehicle and destroyed 2 of my doors. And unfortunately, he had no money. The doors cost me almost, fixing that car cost me almost 2 million naira. I was only able to bring 500. It was high, you could tell from, the stock was green. Is it green or blue? I said, but it was common. It's unfortunate. And one of the speakers told us that when they are on this drug, they lose their appetite. There's lots of appetite, and they eat anything. That's why they can go to the dustbin to eat. We have heard so much. But now let us hear from the father of the state, the number one citizen, who has graciously permitted this. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much, sir. Students, those of you who are here, you are privileged to be here. I know that if we, the Honorable Commissioner thinks that this Dr. Latimer, this thing should go down to the schools, and then we'll take it down to the schools. But let us hear from His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State. Camera 1 is the vice to welcome His Excellency. Please sit down. The Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, ably represented by the Majority Leader, Honorable Oborevwori, members of the Delta State House of Assembly, members of the Delta State Executive Council, the representative of the Secretary of the State Government, the Chief Advisor to His Excellency, Chief Igoita Amori, top government functionaries, Barrister Abubakar Wada, the Commander of the NDLA, the representative of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. CEPK, the Road Safety Sector Commander, you are present, Head of School, present, students, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. His Excellency would have been here in person for this function, but because of some other top pressing government function, he sent me to represent him. But before I go to deliver a speech, I want to elaborate on what the Majority Leader said earlier. Previous study shows that little quantity of alcohol is cardioprotective. But recent study has shown that
even consuming very little quantity of alcohol is very harmful to the body. It can cause multi-systemic organ damage, especially the renal system. If you notice, there is a lot of renal failure that we're experiencing in Nigeria currently, and Delta State is not left out. And that has increased the hospital stay of patients and the number of hospital admissions over the years. So, as it is stated for smokers, smokers are liable to die young, alcoholic drinkers are liable to die young also. We are gathered here today to frame up the way of tackling a societal problem which has grown to a monumental proportion. The alarming increase in the prevalence of the use of illicit drugs among our youth has compelled us to take decisive action aimed at a drastic reduction and ultimate eliminating it in Delta State. The Drug-Free Delta campaign is a crucial step forward towards achieving this goal. The initiative is a collaborative effort between the Delta State government and the state command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The statistics of drug abuse in the country is alarming. The 2018 National Survey on Drug Use and Healthy Living indicates a prevalence rate of 14.4% of drug use among persons aged 15 to 64. While cannabis, also known as marijuana, account for 13.4% usage. Other opioid is at 4.4%, and tranquilizers at 3.4%, which are the most commonly used substance in Nigeria, according to the UNODC 2018 report. In 2019 Nigerian Youth Data Fact Sheet presented by the National Bureau of Statistics also reported that 23.4% of young people aged 15 to 24 years have used illicit drug at least once, according to the report of 2019. Here in Delta State, a 2020 study published in the Journal of Substance Use found a prevalence rate of 21.1% for drug use among adolescents, while cannabis or marijuana is at 17.1%, codeine 12.5%, and tramadol 10.3%. Being the most commonly used substance among adolescents. In addition, in 2019, a study published by the African Journal of Drug and Alcohol Studies found that young people in Delta State who are involved in deviant behaviors like truancy and stealing are more likely due to the use of illicit drugs. Given these frightening figures, we decided to partner with the NDLEA and other stakeholders through the State Orientation and Communication Bureau and to immediately commence a statewide awareness campaign against drug abuse and the use of illicit drugs. Starting from secondary school across the state, the Drug-Free Delta campaign will also be mounted in all institutions of higher learning like the commander of NDLA earlier said, I'm going to report back to His Excellency on the use of those drug testing kits to be a prerequisite in admitting a student into the higher institution. The NDLA has also been doing a tremendous job in enforcing prosecution, counseling, and rehabilitation. I urge the NDLA to step up enforcement across Delta State on land, air, and sea ports. Our target is to educate, sensitize, and empower our young people with the knowledge and skills necessary to make informed decisions about drug use. We will achieve this through a series of interactive workshops, seminars, sensitization campaigns, and rallies in secondary schools across the state, beginning from today. Let me also add, like what the Commissioner for Primary Education said, we're also going to include the primary school. We started from the primary school upward. Drug abuse is a global health and social problem that affects millions of people worldwide. In Nigeria, in the South region, including Delta State, have been identified as a high-risk zone for drug abuse. The consequences of drug abuse are far-reaching, leading to increased mortality, morbidity, like I said earlier, increased hospital admission, and serious social disequilibrium. We are going to employ various strategies, which include, but not limited to education and awareness by providing accurate information about the dangers of drug abuse, its consequence and the benefit of healthy lifestyle, prevention and intervention through identifying vulnerable individuals and providing support services to prevent drug abuse, treatment and rehabilitation by the provision of access to treatment and rehabilitation service to those affected by drug abuse. We are working around the clock to fast-track the completion of the rehabilitation center in Kwale Central Hospital, which will function as a counseling, rehabilitation, and skill acquisition center to be funded by the state government. While the state command of NDLEA could operate the center, including the one at Akko. In spite of these scary statistics, it is noteworthy that overwhelming numbers of youth in Delta State have been making the state proud, especially in sport competitions. We have continued our dominance in the national youth games in the country. This is an indication that those who are deviant are still in the minority, but we must nip deviant behavior, especially among the young ones in the pool. The buck stops at the desk of the parents. I implore all parents to initiate unfiltered communication among their children and words. Encourage them to be involved in productive ventures. Do not leave the children to teachers alone. Supervise their work. Monitor the kind of friends they keep and inspire them to ask them questions about virtually everything. Parents should act decisively as soon as they observe deviant behaviors among their children and wards. I urge stakeholders, including parents, teachers, community leaders, and youth, to join force with us in the fight against drug abuse. Together, we can create a safer, healthier, more prosperous Delta. Let us work towards a future where our young people can thrive, free from the shackles of drug abuse. We can do it. I want to thank you for listening. God bless you.
Because when the countries can also do it, and they should be able to advertise with such now, and this is what our product, this is what it does for you. But they are not proud of their product, so the problem. While His Excellency was addressing us, I was glad informed that my brother Tim Agarago, representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Public Information Inspection. You're welcome. We'll take the vote of thanks. We have learned so many things, so we need to take the vote of thanks. After the vote of thanks, there will be a session of photograph of those in front here will appear in the foyer there. That's why we'll do that. A photograph of front there. But first, let's take the vote of thanks from the Commander NDA Post Command, Oborevwori. You know, most of these things come through the port. And she, the woman, she'll move the vote of thanks.
He introduced me as the commander in the Delta Force Command. Delta Force Command, which I work as I work and everything we are doing is to make sure that drugs, hard drugs does not pass through our force and waterways. So we are in charge of the force and the waterways as well. May I use the opportunity to thank the governor His Excellency Dr. Oborevwori. Thank you so much. I want to express our gratitude to the Delta State Governor and his able team who did this feat to put this landmark campaign together in Delta State. It's a big relief for us in NTSA to see that Delta government is mobilizing Delta against drug abuse and trafficking. I would like to also use the opportunity to thank Dr. Fred Latimore Oborevwori, Director of Delta State Orientation Commission, Mrs. Tracy Economy, State Director, National Orientation Agency. And also I want to use this opportunity to thank our ally in this war against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. We have the ISOP, which is International Society of Substance Use Professionals. And we also have the FADA, which the FADA means Friends Against Drug Abuse. we want to use this opportunity to thank you so much for being a worthy ally in our fight against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. I would also like to thank our students for blessing this vocation. We have all had it from. We have had it from. They said the word is the love of the wife. Love is the bed of all crime. Most of the crime that happen in the society, most people do it, it's not with their right mind, but under the influence of God, we have embraced terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, all sorts of crime. The other time I even had I read it online about some guys started killing the mother and the father. You know, so many things are happening. So please, just as they said, all the people are the high society. None of them if any of us are taking wrong. I know when I was talking to a lot of people were clapping, you know. And I know that you all are glad me. If I'm taking wrong, I won't be here. So my God, we love you and we want you to carry out whatever you have had. Whatever you have had today, please go along and go ahead and carry it on. You can be able to also educate your friends with whatever you have acquired here. You go home and educate your friends and the dangers of drug abuse so that in the end all of you will achieve their dream and the people to reckon with in the society. I would also like to thank you for your presence here, for making us time today to ensure that this event is successful. Thank you all. I wish you all the best.
You know, we save the best for last. And Madam the Bible, let me ask you. Okay, this is my game. If you observe, we have to lose the woman to end this talk. We go, yes, we spoke, but we use the woman to end it. Because the mothers are very important in this matter. Very, very important. We are come to the end of this ceremony. There just is a praying state.
Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the success of this ceremony. We come to the close of this program. May we go home blessed, and may we go home implementing all that we have heard so that we can have a drug-free Delta state and have better citizens. We make this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Remain where you are. Remain where you are for the national anthem. Please, students, remain where you are. Let's allow you.
In raiding such black spots, making arrests, the plan I have now is to station a motorized patrol at least during daytime to make sure that people don't hang around to hawk and buy drugs. It's a problem that really has been attracting a lot of complaints from the public. But we have been making arrests, like I mentioned, arrested many of them, tied them to court, and as I mentioned, we intend to station a motorized patrol on that area. And there are other also black spots within the state capital, and provide counseling, help for the drug users, not really for punishment.
Okay, we mentioned that. What about rehabilitation for these people that are already substance abusers?
Yeah, it has been on. Rehabilitation has been on, but the challenge we have is that the standard facility is still under construction. What we have in the command is just limited bed space for 5 drug addicts, and the command is also making effort to equip the designated facility in Agbo. Once that happens, we'll be able to accommodate up to 60 clients, and we are aware that some have to go out of the state to enjoy such services, but hopefully within this quarter this year we are going to make sure that the facility we have is equipped for operations. My name is Barista Oborevwori, State Commander, NDLA Delta State Command. Thank you.
The commander, the state commander of NDLA, Mr. Wada Abubakar Esquire, is here with us, and I'm sure some of you have spoken. The idea is to catch them young. We're taking the campaign to schools. And before this time, we have been leaving this job for the NDLA to do. But now we feel as a government that we should be part of this cleanup exercise, making Delta free from drugs. And the drug users are victims. That is the way we have classified them. They are victims that need to be rehabilitated. And in the rehabilitation process, we also come with skill acquisition, just like His Excellency said today. And that is why we are speeding up the bigger center, the rehabilitation center in Kwale, and then the one in Abu. And of course, the office of the First Lady of the State, the wife of the governor, is also interested in the program. And the rehabilitation center in Abu, she's part and parcel of that program. She's taking a section there so that the young girls because this thing is for both male and female, the young girls she wants to handle, to help rehabilitate them, to give them skills, and to make them bounce back to life. Okay, so all of this we are doing in collaboration with the law NDLEA and the National Rehabilitation Agency.
The introduction of the test, how is it going to be operated and how is it going to execute the testing and ensuring that children that are abusing drugs are identified early enough?
Yes, we are still waiting for the official approval by His Excellency on this. But he has given us, he has said that it's something that we will do. But it has to be backed up by executive action. And that executive action is what we expect. And once the governor does that, what it means is that if you are seeking admission into any school in Delta, university, you want to enter into any program in the university in the state, you will have to be tested. And once you are positive, we won't let you go. We are going to cancel you and send you to the rehabilitation center. And they also, if you can't make it to the high school anymore, we will also make sure we give you a skill. Okay? But it's something that is doable. And not only the higher institutions too, the secondary schools, we also told that some of them they take this tramadol and what have you. And because of that, we are also looking at the possibility of also introducing it at some levels, so that when you see a deviant student, somebody that is behaving unusual, then we can send that person for that test with the NDLEA. And once you are positive, then we'll begin the process of rehabilitation. We are concentrating on selected schools for now, because there are areas, some local governments and some communities, that this drug thing is not rampant. We have not had cases from there. And we do not intend to go and wake up their consciousness. So the areas that we have identified as red points, some of these schools, that is the school we are visiting. And as we go along we want to establish the WADA club, in those schools, war against drug abuse. It's going to be established by the NDLEA because they are in this campaign with us. So once we establish the WADA club, we'll follow them up, and then we'll be able to now work with the school heads or principals to make sure that senior students in the school they are involved in the WADA club, so that by the time they are leaving their school to higher institution, they'll be drug free.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you just tell us your name and that.
I'm Reverend Father Christopher Ogaga. I'm the state chairman for the International Society of Substance Use Professionals, and I'm very happy to be here today as Delta State launches a drug-free state for students especially. And I want to say that there is hope for Delta State because we're beginning at the grassroots. If we can tamper with the spread of drug abuse at the secondary school level, and as the Commissioner of Education also said, also hopefully at the primary school level, we can have a better society. And it's very important to understand that for effective control of substance abuse, both principals of schools, teachers of schools, and students and will save our children and our young from a wasted future. Thank you very much.
All right, just that name again and then the group.
Okay, ISOP means the International Society of Substance Use Professionals. It's a group of professionals who volunteer to do prevention of substance abuse, and they're also involved in treatment when we have persons who are not dependent on drug or substance abuse. Thank you.